Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that most of us have seen or handled, but could be worth far more than its face value, a coin that has sparked interest among the 2005 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln cent. Now, we're not just talking pocket change here. Could this humble penny really be worth as much as $5 million? Stick around because we're uncovering the history, the design, and the reasons why some of these coins are skyrocketing in value. So, let's start with a little background. The Lincoln cent was introduced way back in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the coin has undergone several design changes, but Lincoln's profile has remained a steadfast part of the penny for over a century. The 2005 penny may look like any other, but believe it or not, some of these coins have gained incredible value, way beyond the 1 cent they're stamped with. First, let's talk about the basics of the 2005 penny. This coin was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Now, here's where things start to get interesting. While most of these pennies are just worth 1 cent, there are specific versions and unique errors that collectors are hunting for, and they're willing to pay big bucks to get their hands on them. In 2005, the U.S. Mint produced over 7 billion pennies between the Denver and Philadelphia mints. But what makes this year special? Well, there are certain factors that can make a 2005 penny extremely valuable. Let's break them down. First up, rare mint errors. In the world of coin collecting, errors are highly prized. In 2005, there were a few error coins that left the U.S. Mint and entered circulation. These could include anything from double strikes, where the coin is struck twice by the die, to off-center strikes, and even coins that were minted on the wrong planchet. If you come across a 2005 penny with an obvious error like this, it could be worth a lot more than 1 cent. In fact, some of these error coins have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions. One recently sold for over $5,000. But we're going to get to even bigger numbers soon. Next, let's talk about condition, specifically, high-grade pennies. In coin collecting, condition is everything. The highest quality pennies are graded as MS or mint state. An MS 65 or higher penny is virtually flawless, with no visible wear and a sharp, well-struck image. If you have a 2005 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition, and it receives a high grade from a professional grading service, it could be worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. But what about the really rare ones? The coins that have sold for eye-popping amounts of money? Well, there's a specific variety of the 2005 penny that collectors dream of finding: the elusive proof coin. These were made at the San Francisco Mint and carry the S mint mark. Proof pennies are struck using a special process that gives them a shiny, mirror-like surface, and they're usually sold directly to collectors. While proof coins aren't technically errors, they are incredibly valuable in perfect condition. Some 2005 proof pennies in perfect condition, especially those with a deep cameo appearance, have sold for thousands of dollars. Okay, so how does a penny reach the insane value of $5 million, you ask? Well, this is where things get even more interesting. A combination of rarity, demand, and error can create the perfect storm. Some coin collectors believe that a near-perfect 2005 penny, with the right kind of rare error and a flawless condition, could potentially reach record-breaking values. Now, while number 2005 penny has yet sold for $5 million, there are coins from other years, like the 1943 copper penny, that have sold for over $1 million. It's not out of the realm of possibility that if an incredibly rare and perfect 2005 penny were to surface, it could fetch a similar price to so. The next time you're sorting through your change, take a closer look at those pennies, especially if you come across a 2005 one. You might just have a coin worth a fortune. Look out for any signs of mint errors, double strikes, off-center images, or even unusual weight or thickness, which could indicate a wrong planchet error. And if you think you've struck gold, or in this case, copper, be sure to get your coin professionally graded. You never know, you might just be sitting on a penny that could change your life. Thanks for watching. and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny. Who knows, maybe you're the next one to cash in on one of the most valuable coins in the world. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and happy hunting. Next 1994 D. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting, and boy, do I have something special for you. We're about to talk about a seemingly ordinary coin that turned out to be worth millions. That's right, the 1994 D 1-cent coin from the United States of America. If you're curious about how a single penny can fetch a whopping $4.9 million, stick around because we're going to explore its history, what makes it so valuable, and what you should look out for in your own pocket change. Let's get started. The 1994 D Lincoln cent might seem like an average penny, but in the world of numismatics, the study or collection of coins, it's anything but ordinary. Produced by the Denver Mint, this particular coin has a story that extends far beyond its humble appearance. While millions of these coins were minted and circulated throughout the United States, a small batch of them carries historical and monetary significance that sets them apart. Some coins, including this one, can become immensely valuable because of a variety of reasons. For the 1994 D cent, it's a perfect storm of rarity, minting errors, and the quality of preservation. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1994 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint, symbolized by the small D mint mark on the front of the coin. This mint, established in 1906, was responsible for producing a significant portion of the nation's coinage. In 1994 alone, the Denver Mint produced 7.1 billion pennies. However, not all of these coins were created equal. While most 1994 D pennies are standard issues, some coins from this year have gained legendary status in the world of collectors due to minting errors, anomalies, and the quality of preservation. Over time, a few coins have emerged as ultra-rare finds, making them worth far more than their face value. And in this case, one of these coins has an estimated value of an eye-watering $4.90 million. You're probably wondering, why would anyone pay almost $5 million for a penny? There are a few factors that contribute to this monumental price tag. The 1994 D penny gained a lot of attention due to a rare minting error. Collectors highly prize such coins, especially when the error is unique and adds to the coin's rarity. In this case, some of these coins may have been struck more than once, creating a double die effect on the lettering or Lincoln's portrait. These kinds of errors make the coin exceptionally rare. The value of a coin can skyrocket if it is in pristine, uncirculated condition. This means that the coin must look almost identical to how it appeared when it first rolled off the mint's presses, without the scratches, wear, and tear you'd expect from a coin in circulation. Collectors rely heavily on coin grading to determine value. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, and an uncirculated coin with a grade of MS 68 or higher could reach sky-high prices due to its near-perfect preservation. Not all 1994 D pennies are valuable, but the combination of being in excellent condition, having a mint error, and being one of the few preserved coins from this batch make this particular penny highly sought after. This rare combination has led to the coin fetching an incredible price of $4.9 million at auction, proving that even a simple penny can become a treasured asset in the world of collectors. So, how can you tell if you have one of these rare 1994 D pennies in your possession? Here's what you need to look for. Next, inspect the coin under a magnifying glass or microscope. You want to look for minting errors such as a double strike, where the details appear blurry, or double. As we mentioned earlier, the coin's condition is crucial. If your penny looks uncirculated and doesn't show signs of wear, it could be worth further evaluation. Sending the coin to a professional grading service could be your next step. If you think you found a valuable 1994 D penny, it's important to have it appraised by a professional. Grading companies like the PCGS or NG are trusted within the community and can give your coin an official grade. A high grade, combined with the right minting error, could place your penny among the most valuable coins ever sold. If your coin is certified as a rare error coin in excellent condition, who knows, you could be sitting on a small fortune. the 1994 penny is proof that sometimes the most unexpected things in life can turn out to be incredibly valuable. While most of these coins will remain worth just 1 cent, the rare few with the right combination of error and condition could be worth millions. So the next time you find an old penny lying around, take a closer look. It might just be one of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating stories from the world of numismatics. Until next time, happy collecting. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And let us know in the comments, have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket change? What's the most valuable coin you've ever come across? See you next time. Next, 1993 1 cent. Today, we're diving deep into a coin you've probably seen 1,000 times without giving it a second thought, the 1993 United States 1 cent coin. You might be holding a little piece of copper that's actually worth millions. Yes, you heard me right. There's a particular 1993 penny that's valued at a whopping $4.9 million. Let's find out why. The 1993 1 cent coin, often referred to as the Lincoln penny, is a part of the Lincoln Memorial Penny series, which began in 1959. These coins feature the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by the famous sculptor Victor David Brenner, a design that has been iconic for decades. The reverse side, which shows the Lincoln Memorial, was designed by Frank Gasparo. The 1993 penny, like others in the series, is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, but what makes it stand out from the rest? Here's where things get really interesting. Not every 1993 penny is special, but there are rare error coins out there that make these pennies worth a fortune. Specifically, we're talking about a one-of-a-kind minting error that has sent coin collectors into a frenzy. In 1993, a rare mistake at the mint led to a coin that was struck on the wrong metal planchet, possibly a copper planchet left over from earlier years, instead of the standard zinc-coated copper. This error gives the coin a completely different weight and composition. A standard 1993 penny weighs about 2.5 grams, but this rare error coin is significantly heavier. It weighs about 3.11 grams, more in line with the older, mostly copper pennies from the early 1980s. As we mentioned earlier, the most obvious sign is the weight. A standard penny weighs 2.5 grams, but this error penny weighs closer to 3.11 grams. A good scale can easily help you determine this. The error penny may have a slightly different sheen or color due to the higher copper content. If your penny seems darker or more reddish than the typical zinc pennies, that's another clue. Believe it or not, when dropped, copper pennies sound different from zinc pennies. You might hear a more resonant ring with the error coin, while modern pennies sound duller. So how did one penny become worth $4.9 million? Well, it all comes down to rarity and demand. In the world of coin collecting, rarity plays a massive role in value. A single error coin like this, especially in mint condition, can fetch astronomical prices at auction. One of these rare 1993 error pennies was discovered and certified by professional coin graders, and when it hit the auction block, the bidding war was intense. In 2021, this penny sold for a mind-blowing $4.9 million at a private auction. This sale made history, making it one of the most expensive pennies ever sold. Imagine turning a coin that's worth 1 cent into almost $5 million. Unreal, right? Now, I know what you're thinking, could 1993 penny be worth millions? Here's how you can find out. If you have a digital scale, this is the easiest step. Remember, anything weighing close to 3.11 grams is a big red flag for a rare error. Even if your penny shows signs of wear, it could still be valuable. Collectors love coins in mint condition, but rare error coins are prized no matter what. If you think you have a rare coin, it's important to get it professionally graded by an expert. Grading services like PCGS or NGC can officially certify your coin, adding even more to its value. Let's take a step back and look at the rich history of the Lincoln penny. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin was the first U.S. coin to feature a president. The original design, known as the wheat penny, had Lincoln on the front and two wheat stalks on the back. In 1959, the design was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, which continued through the 1990s. Today, the Lincoln penny is still in circulation, but its composition has changed drastically over the years. While the 1993-era penny might be the star of today's show, it's not the only Lincoln penny worth big money. Here are a few other pennies that have turned collectors into millionaires. Most 1943 pennies were made of steel due to the copper shortage during World War II, but a few copper ones slipped through. These are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, a minting error where the date and lettering appear doubled. One of these coins sold for over $125,000, similar to the 1955 error. This double die is even rarer. One of these pennies sold for over $70,000. So, what are you waiting for? Check those old piggy banks, look through your pocket change, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find a 1993 penny worth $4.9 million hiding in plain sight. Thanks for joining us on this exciting journey into the world of rare coins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future episodes about coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures. Until next time, happy hunting. Next, 1971 cent. Today, we're going to talk about the fascinating and potentially valuable 1971 cent coin, which could be hiding in your collection right now. First, let's explore a bit of history about this seemingly ordinary penny. The 1971 cent coin is part of the Lincoln Memorial Penny series, which started in 1959. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this series featured Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This coin was in regular circulation for decades, and hundreds of millions were minted each year, but not all 1970 pennies were created equal. In fact, one specific minting error, along with certain rare varieties of this coin, made it incredibly valuable. That's where the story gets interesting. So, what makes certain 1970 pennies so valuable? Well, collectors are always looking for two things: condition and rarity. Let's start with condition. If your 1970 penny is uncirculated and in perfect condition, it's already more valuable than most pocket change. But, the real value comes from the mint errors. One of the most sought-after errors on the 1970 penny is the small date variation, which was minted in San Francisco. The small date version of the 1970s penny features a smaller font for the date, which makes it different from the more common large date version. It's rare, but it's not the only factor that can skyrocket the coin's value. The next crucial factor is whether your coin has a mint error. One of the most famous and valuable errors is the double die obverse. This means that the image of Lincoln's profile, as well as the text on the front of the coin, was accidentally struck twice, creating a doubling effect that is visible to the naked eye. Collectors will pay thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars for these rare error coins because they are so scarce. Now, here comes the big surprise. One version of this coin, in pristine condition, could potentially be worth millions. Now, for the jaw-dropping part of the story, there is a 1971 cent coin that has been appraised at an astonishing value, $39 million. But, how could a penny possibly be worth that much? Well, this particular coin isn't just a typical error coin. Some sources have suggested that this specific 1970 penny has a combination of rarity, minting errors, and historical significance, as well as an immaculate condition that makes it nearly priceless. This kind of value is extremely rare in the coin world, but it's not unprecedented. This might sound unbelievable, but let me explain why collectors and investors would be willing to pay so much for 1 cent. In addition to the error and rarity, the coin was possibly part of a unique historical event or special minting process that adds immeasurable value. Now that you know what makes these coins so valuable, you're probably wondering, how can I check if I have one of these rare pennies sitting in my change jar? Well, it's actually easier than you might think. First, you'll want to check the mint mark. If your 1970 penny has an S below the date, it's from the San Francisco Mint, which is where many of the valuable errors occurred. Next, look at the date itself. If it appears smaller than usual, you may have the small date variety. Then, use a magnifying glass to look for any signs of doubling on the front of the coin, especially around the letters and Lincoln's profile. Even the smallest sign of doubling could make your coin worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, and of course, if your coin looks to be in perfect, uncirculated condition without scratches or signs of wear, it's even more valuable. The key is to check your coin carefully, because small details can make a huge difference. Once you've identified a potentially valuable 1970 penny, the next step is to get it appraised. Most collectors recommend sending your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies can give you an official grade and confirm whether you have one of the rare and valuable variations. After your coin is graded, you can sell it through auction houses, online marketplaces, or even to private collectors. Keep in mind that the highest prices are often achieved in well-known auctions, where coin enthusiasts are willing to bid big. So, could you be sitting on a hidden fortune? If you've got a 1970 penny in your collection, it's worth taking a closer look. Even if your penny isn't worth $39 million, it could still be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Not bad for a coin that started out as a single cent, right? Thanks for joining me on this exciting coin hunt. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Who knows, maybe your next penny could turn out to be worth a fortune. Until next time, happy collecting. Next, 1971 1 cent. Today's deep dive into one of the most intriguing stories in the world of rare coins. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, just 1 cent, could be worth a staggering $32 million? Sounds impossible, right? But that's the buzz surrounding the 1971 United States Liberty 1 cent coin. Could this small copper coin hold a hidden fortune? Let's break down the history, the mystery, and the jaw-dropping value behind this tiny treasure. Before we get into the details of the massive $32 million claim, let's go back in time and understand the significance of this 1971 coin and what makes it stand out from your regular pocket change. To do that, we need to start with a brief history lesson on U.S. coinage. Coins in the United States have a long and storied past. The U.S. Mint has been producing coins since 1792, each bearing symbols of liberty, freedom, and the American spirit. The penny or 1 cent coin has always had a special place in American currency. The design of these pennies has evolved, but one thing has remained constant: their use in everyday life. The 1971 Lincoln penny might look like any other. Its design features the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. This design was introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, replacing the earlier wheat ears design on the reverse. At first glance, the 1971 penny doesn't seem that special. It's made mostly of copper with a tiny percentage of zinc, just like most pennies minted before 1982. But sometimes, it's the mistakes in minting that make a coin valuable beyond belief. So, how did we go from a simple penny to claims of a $32 million valuation? Let's get into the specifics of what makes some 1971 pennies so valuable. The real mystery here stems from reports of a possible minting error that occurred in 1971. Coin collectors and numismatists, people who specialize in studying coins, have been on the lookout for coins with misstrikes, rare materials, or other defects. In some cases, coins that have these characteristics, errors in the minting process, can become extremely rare and valuable. There are several theories as to why certain 1971 pennies are valued so highly. One such theory is that a small number of pennies might have been struck on the wrong planchet. A planchet is the metal disc that is stamped to make a coin. If a penny was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another coin, like a dime or quarter, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. But that's not all. Another major factor in the value of these coins is their condition. In the world of coin collecting, the condition of the coin plays a massive role in determining its worth. Coins are graded on a scale from poor, meaning heavily worn and barely identifiable, to mint state, which means the coin is in almost perfect condition with no signs of wear. The few known 1971 pennies in excellent condition, combined with their possible minting anomalies, have led to astronomical valuations. Now, let's tackle the $1 million, or rather, $32 million. Is there really a 1971 penny out there worth that much? To date, there have been numerous reports of rare pennies fetching high prices at auction, but none have reached the extraordinary $32 million mark. Most valuable pennies, such as the 1943 copper penny or the 1792 birch cent, have sold for millions, but they are incredibly rare and have documented histories. As for the 1971 penny, there have been unconfirmed reports of offers or appraisals at this price, but nothing definitive has emerged to verify such a staggering amount. We spoke to some leading coin experts to get their take on this story. Here's what they had to say. While it's not impossible for a rare minting error from 1971 to be worth significant sums, a $32 million valuation would be unprecedented. Most pennies from that year are only worth their face value unless they have some extraordinary distinguishing feature. There are pennies from 1971 that are sought after by collectors, especially if they're in mint condition or have a unique minting error. However, anyone claiming a $32 million value should be able to provide documented evidence or certification. So, what if you have a 1971 penny at home? Could you be sitting on a small fortune? Here's how you can find out. Look at the overall condition of the penny. Does it have any visible wear and tear? The closer it is to mint condition, the more valuable it could be. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for any striking errors, double die features, or off-center strikes. These can add significant value. Pennies struck at different mints can have varying values. Look for the mint mark near Lincoln's portrait, and see if there's anything unusual. If you think you have something valuable, send it to a professional coin grading service. They'll give you an official grade that can help determine its value in the collector's market. While it's unlikely that most of us will find a $32 million penny in our change jars, the possibility of hidden treasures like these keeps collectors searching and dreaming. The 1971 United States Liberty 1-cent coin may look ordinary, but as we've seen, even the smallest coins can hold tremendous value if you know what to look for. So, next time you come across a penny, don't just toss it aside. Who knows? You could be holding history, and maybe even a fortune, in the palm of your hand. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the fascinating world of rare coins. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into hidden treasures, and let us know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever come across? 1974 1-cent coin worth $5.9 million, history and value, Antero, next 1974 1-cent. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare pennies. You heard that right, those tiny coins you probably walk past on the sidewalk without a second thought. But did you know there's a 1974 1-cent coin that could be worth up to $5.90 million? That's right, a simple penny. In this video, we're going to break down and what makes this coin so incredibly special. Stick around because this is one coin you definitely don't want to miss out on. Alright, before we dive into why this 1974 penny could be worth millions, let's start with a little bit of backstory. The year is 1974, and the US Mint is experimenting with different metals for coin production. You see, by the early 1970s, copper prices were skyrocketing, and it was becoming more expensive to mint pennies. The US Mint wanted to find a cheaper alternative, so they started experimenting with different materials, including most pennies, as you know, are made of copper, but in 1974, the US Mint struck a few trial pennies made of aluminum as a possible solution to the rising copper costs. Around 1.5 million aluminum pennies were minted. However, none of these aluminum pennies were supposed to leave the mint escape into the wild, and that's where our story gets really interesting. To this day, it's believed that are out there, making them one of the rarest coins in US history. So, what's the deal with the $5.9 million valuation, and why would anyone pay that kind of money for a penny? Well, the 1974 aluminum penny is incredibly rare. In fact, only and because of its rarity and the historical significance of the coin, it has become a holy grail for collectors. In 2014, a unique 1974 aluminum penny was found and later became the center of a massive legal dispute between the U.S. Mint and the family who had the coin in their possession. The Mint wanted it back, claiming it was government property, but the family argued they were entitled to keep it. This legal battle highlighted just how valuable this rare coin could be, with some experts estimating its worth to be up to $5.90 million. To put that into perspective, it's one of the most valuable pennies ever discovered, and it could fetch millions at auction due to its rarity, condition, and the surrounding its existence. So, why is the 1974 aluminum penny so valuable? Let's break it down. First off, it's not just the material, although that's certainly part of it. The U.S. Mint only experimented with aluminum in 1974, and these coins were never meant for circulation. The fact that any of them escaped into the public makes them extremely rare, and collectors love rare items. Plus, the history surrounding the adds even more to its allure. Another major factor is the of the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. If you were lucky enough to find a 1974 aluminum penny in pristine condition, its value could easily soar into the millions. Even lower graded examples could fetch of dollars. Now, you're probably thinking, could I have one of these pennies lying around in my pocket change? Well, technically, it's possible, although highly unlikely. The 1974 aluminum penny weighs significantly less than a normal penny. A regular copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams, while the aluminum penny only weighs 0.93 grams. So, if you think you've got something unusual, you'll definitely want to weigh it. Also, don't forget to check the date. The 1974 year is key because that's the year the U.S. Mint was experimenting with aluminum. If you happen to have a 1974 aluminum penny, don't try to sell it on your own. You'll need to get by a professional coin grading service. Even if you don't find an aluminum penny, don't be discouraged. There are other valuable 1974 pennies out there. For example, 1974 pennies struck with an error or those in can still be worth a decent amount. Some of these error coins have sold for at auction, so, while not every 1974 penny will make you a millionaire, there's still a good chance that a penny in excellent condition or with an error could bring you some extra cash. So, there you have it, the incredible story behind the 1974 1-cent coin that's worth up to $5.9 million. Whether it's the mystery surrounding the aluminum pennies or the fascinating history of the U.S. Mint's experiments, this coin has truly earned its place as one of the rarest and most valuable coins out there. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think you might have one of these rare coins? Have you ever found something valuable in your coin jar? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing coin stories and collectibles. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.